guys, I'm Geraldo, or Playbox. I'm a streamer for No Use Talking, and I play Rainbow Six Siege semi-competitively. But we all know why you're here, and that's definitely not for me. We're here to discuss about the ASUS PG35VQ. Now before we start, I would like to mention that here at Dreamcore, all our reviews are 100% our personal and honest opinions. So without further ado, let's get right into the review. So just a couple months ago, ASUS finally released the ASUS PG35VQ. Now some of you may have heard about it before, but for those who haven't, well, this is probably gonna be the best gaming monitor on the market right now. Or is it? We'll be first covering the physical aesthetics of the monitor, what comes in with the package, go through some of the monitor settings, and last but not least, and maybe the most important, is it worth your money? Now at first look, it does seem rather bulky, but that really shouldn't be too much of an issue unless you have a really small table. The bezels are really thin, but the curve is actually quite tight at about 1800R. Now about the stand, kind of an important thing nowadays, but worry not, with the monitor already comes with a really good stand in my opinion, and a VESA mount kit. So no issues and no worries if you want to mount it on a display arm or a wall mount. Now for RGB, every gamer's favorite thing when they want to boost in stats and skill level. Well, there's RGB if you like RGB, but to those that don't, you can just leave it off. Now there's RGB lights on the top of the monitor, on the bottom of the monitor, and on the back of the monitor. Now personally, I'm not too fond of RGB, but I actually do think that the lights on the bottom is kind of cool. Talking about the back of the monitor, on the back of the monitor there's an additional cover that you can place that kind of looks like this black knife plastic thing. Now I really like this as it keeps the cables that's running through the monitor really neat and tucked away. However, with the additional cover on, you won't be able to plug in your headphones into the monitor, which is kind of a shame because one of the monitor's selling point was its crisp audio. More about that later though. One thing I really liked about this monitor was the way that you would interact with the monitor settings. Now on the back of the monitor, you would find a red nipple and a couple buttons to click. Now I really like this, as I like nipples. And the fact that it makes maneuvering around the different monitor settings really much easier. One more thing I would like to mention is that it's actually pretty sturdy, so I don't see it breaking anytime soon. Now onto the other package stuff. Now the power brick is a 280 watt power brick that's pretty thick. And for the first cable will be the HDMI cable that can do up to 100Hz at full res, a display port that can do up to 200Hz overclocked, and an extra USB extension that's meant for the monitor's sound system. Now this is as the monitor has an ESS ES9118 headphone amplifier, which means not only will you be getting smooth gameplay at 200Hz, you'll also be able to play with really good sound quality. Now we move on to the monitor specs. Now this monitor is a HDR monitor, which means you have a bit more depth to your color. This is as HDR would increase the range between the brightest bright and the darkest dark, meaning you'll have a higher range in terms of contrast and color. One thing we also have to mention is that not only is the monitor a HDR monitor, but it's a HDR 1000. Most monitors on the market right now are only about 400 nits, whilst this being 1000 nits. This means it's more than double that of most of the other monitors on the market right now, which basically, it just blows all the competition out right now. What is full array local dimming, or FALD for short? Now it has a 512 zone backlight with full local dimming. You can adjust how fast or slow you want it to be, which means that it could make your videos and games appear to be more immersive or realistic. One more thing to note is that when you set the setting to gradual, you'll notice this misty trail effect falling behind your cursor. Now you don't really want that, do you? But actually, you'll barely even notice it's there when you're playing your YouTube videos or if you're playing any game. You'll find out that actually it could make the experience even better. Also, do keep in mind that not every video or every even AAA game support HDR. So before you purchase this monitor, do check a bit on whether your game that you want to play or the game that you specifically want this monitor to be played on supports HDR in the first place. So there are many impressive things about the ASUS PG35VQ with loads of its nice extra details and customizable settings. And that a couple of the issues that I've mentioned earlier, like the back of the monitor, they actually don't really bother me that much because I'll most likely still be plugging in my headphones into the back of my computer. However, the real factor that can really be a deterrent for me about whether I should purchase this monitor is its price. This monitor comes in at a whopping price of 2,500 US dollars or 4,000 Singapore dollars. Now it does include loads of high-tech features that blow the competition away. But there are still some features that I kind of wish that ASUS left out. Things like worrying about the audio, or things like worrying about RGB. Basically anything that really adds up to the ending price of the product. Now, if there was a second variant to this monitor that just had the core features and came in at a lower price, I could see myself buying it and I could see myself recommending it to everyone. But that's for me though. I'm still a student. I won't be able to afford a $4,000 monitor right now. If you do have the money to spend and you're looking to get a widescreen gaming monitor that can do both gaming and casual viewing, the ASUS PG35VQ could be the perfect monitor for you. Now that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if I missed out on any details or important topics, feel free to comment your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. My name's Playbox, and my socials can be found down below in the description, alongside where you can find out more about the ASUS PG35VQ. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. We out. Peace. Peace.
Alright.
Peace. Yeah.